right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Saturday, July 27th, and it was a wild day. Yankees made a big trade. There could be another big trade coming, and it was one of those nights at Fenway. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium,
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back, kid.
All right, the victory hat is back, baby. It is back. Welcome back, everybody. Extra innings in Fenway. Very big win for the Yankees. Exactly the type of win and the type of day, honestly, that can get this offense going again. They win 11-8 in one of the best games of the year, one of the best wins of the year. But from a pure baseball standpoint, that was just an outstanding baseball game. Back and forth all night, and we got some excited people in the chat. Yankees winning extra innings. Hey, look, we got to give the Red Sox some credit because they have given the Yankees absolute fits this year for a much lower price tag. They have a really good team, and there is no quit on that roster. None. Zero. And a lot of that is due to their manager, Alex Cora, who just got an extension. So if you were hoping that he would sign with the Yankees in the offseason, that's not going to happen. So credit where credit is due. They pushed the Yankees to the limit tonight. Crazy day of trades and rumors around baseball. Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees. I'll talk more about that in a second. And it was a crazy game. Just a crazy game. We had back and forth. We had home runs. We had guys running through stop signs. We had guys going over the fence. We had bunt hits. We had the hidden ball trick mixed in there. Just a great baseball game. And the Yankees now have a chance to win the series tomorrow. They were facing Cutter Crawford tonight. He has completely dominated the Yankees this season, so I was not super optimistic. Got off to a great start in the first inning. Back-to-back home runs from Soto and Judge. But Marcus Stroman gave it right back in the bottom half. And then from there on, it was just wild back and forth. So we'll get to all that during the recap. But first I want to talk about the story of the day, which is the Jazz Chisholm trade. So first, I want to give a shout out to my West Coast guy, Terrence Kemp, because he predicted this trade way back in early May. When the trade happened, it was kind of frantic. It was kind of a frantic part of my day. So my response, my reaction was a little bit all over the place. My energy was high. I was pumped. But I felt like I owed you guys a more cogent response now that I've had some time to look at some numbers and think about it. I saw some people say, well, why didn't Cashman get Tanner Scott as a part of this deal? And I wanted to point out that it can still happen, so don't give up hope on Tanner Scott. But when you're able to lock in a deal, you lock in that deal and you get it done. If there's another deal to be made, they can still work it out. But there's been some talk about where Jazz Chisholm will play, what kind of role he'll have, where he'll be in the order. I look forward to seeing how all that shakes out. He obviously fits at center field and second base, but there's already been talk of playing him at third base. And that's just such a Yankees move. Get a guy who doesn't play in a position and play him there. You know, it's IKF at shortstop all over again. With Stanton coming back Monday, there's going to be no room in the outfield, right? Because Judge has got to go back to center field. You've got Verdugo, who had 3 hits tonight. And then you've got Soto and Wright. So there's no room at the end. So he can't play center field. So he's got to play either third base or second base. I saw several people comment that Gleyber Torres might be traded today. It obviously didn't happen, but would not shock me if they move Gleyber Torres and just slide Jazz Chisholm right in there to second base. I saw several comments and posts on social media about people who were not excited about adding a 246 career hitter, and I get it, but he's got speed and power, and here's something you can get excited about. He's hitting .330 with runners in scoring position this year. So obviously his approach in those situations is working, something the Yankees obviously need. But I do think that Jazz Chisholm is going to add some things that will help the Yankees. He's a high-energy guy. He's an amazing base runner. Yankees are dead last in stolen bases the last I looked. I don't know much about his personality. I've only seen him on TV, and he seems like a fun guy. I've heard people say that he throws tantrums or whatever, got a bit of a temper, but that's a competitor. So hopefully he gets it going with the Yankees. Orbiter2 dropping a super chat says, Derek, all done underestimating Oswaldo? Let him do it for a little while longer. I've always liked Oswaldo. I just think he's a replacement player level. I don't think he's like a 3-WAR, 4-WAR guy. He's a replacement level player. If he can hit 260 and pick up 15 home runs, sure. The power has not quite been there, but maybe with more reps, he'll get there. He hit one tonight. He's got 6 on the year. He is now hitting 246 with a 642 OPS. Not huge numbers, but maybe he'll get there. Anyway, bottom line, Jazz Chisholm is fast, and he can play solid defense, which already puts him ahead of J.D. Davis on my depth chart. So he doesn't hit lefties very well, so he's no help there. He's got some pop. I saw a StatCast thing that showed he would have had 19 home runs if all his games were played at Yankee Stadium. But, I mean, all of their games are played at Yankee Stadium, play half on the road too. So, he's going to be one of those guys, though, that the swing kind of matches Yankee Stadium in the same way that Didi Gregorius' swing matched Yankee Stadium. He's only 26 years old, so there might be more talent to unlock there. You hate to lose Augustin Ramirez, but he was really the only player in that deal that ever had a chance of making the Yankees, in my opinion. I saw one comment that said that they were much more excited for Augustin Ramirez than they were for the addition of Jazz Chisholm. And I hear you, but let's give him a chance. I fully expect that the Yankees of next week could look very different than the Yankees now. Maybe even the Yankees of August 15th could look, give it a few weeks, but I fully expect Dominguez is going to force his way into the lineup at some point. Verdugo heating up a little bit, figures. But I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, if they traded Verdugo at the deadline. He's heating up at the right time. They're not going to re-sign him. I'd be completely fine with dealing him if you can get a bullpen arm. There's a lot of teams actually looking for outfielders. The Guardians need an outfielder. They have arms to spare. I think there's a high probability that Gleyber Torres gets traded. I think there's a non-zero chance that the Yankees pick up a first baseman, although we had a big hit from Ben Rice tonight. But we're 100% going to trade for some bullpen help. And I fully expect the Yankees to pick up a closer. That'll just change the whole way that their bullpen fits together. They need a back-end guy. Holmes got it done tonight, but still, I contend in the 7th, 8th innings, probably the 7th, he's perfect. He's Ramiro Mendoza. But I don't want him in the 9th, So I also wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees traded Clay Holmes. There might be a team out there that thinks a change of scenery might be a good thing. He's an asset the Yankees can sell. They're probably not going to re-sign him. He's going to be a free agent. So, we'll see how it shakes out. But the name we've been hearing today is Pete Fairbanks of the Tampa Bay Rays. He's an awesome dude. He's been on Foul Territory a couple times. He's known for giving very honest and oftentimes hilarious post-game interviews. He's accountable. He's solid. He's got 19 saves this year, so he would probably become the Yankees closer. He's honestly kind of similar to Clay Holmes. He's 6'6", 225, so another big guy. Doesn't strike out as many guys as Clay Holmes does, but he has a lower whip, so less base runners. He doesn't allow as many hits. Holmes allows 9.5 hits per 9. Pete Fairbanks is at 6.9. Now, the 9.5 stat was before tonight. I haven't factored in tonight's two innings, but he didn't allow any hits this evening. But Fairbanks has 16 walks, and Clay Holmes has 10. So really, he's a little bit worse. His ERA is higher, but honestly, I'd probably be more comfortable with him. I don't know why. I've always liked Pete Fairbanks. There's some rumors that Tyler Hardman could be part of the deal. He was one of the names I heard that was going back as part of the Chisholm deal. That turned out not to be true. But I do expect this to happen before the series begins on Monday. The Yankees like to change out pitchers before a new series whenever possible. CM with the super chat says, Chase Hampton, Jack Neely, and Spencer Jones for Matt Olson. I appreciate the super chat, but there's less than a 0 chance that happens. There's a negative. We're at negative 54 Calvin that happens. Kelvin, not Calvin. Anyway, no chance that happens. They're not trading Matt Olson under any circumstances. Hey, before we get to the recap, quick shout out to tonight's sponsor, NordVPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Protect your privacy, protect your data, browse with confidence, And as an added bonus, it can help you get around the MLB blackout rules if you do it right. Go to nordvpn.com/NYY Recaps and save over 50% on your plan and get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you to NordVPN, tonight's sponsor. Link is in the description. They really are great. I'll never not have a VPN again. All right, so let's get a little bit deeper into this game.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Because this was wild. And we've got over 1,000 people in the chat. Reminder to like and subscribe. We're on a mission for 50,000. And this is the 5th podcast I've been involved with today. So I'm a little worn out. I'll try and keep my energy high for this, but just fair warning, my ass is tired. Very tired. So, I can tell you right now, the effect of Jazz Chisholm on this offense is incredible. Not even in the lineup yet, and they're putting up 11 runs. Yeah, I'm joking, but maybe it really did light a fire under these guys to see the Yankees making some moves. First batter of the game was Alex Verdugo, and he smoked one off the right field wall. Nobody's going to remember this, but he ended up on first base. He stood there and watched it. He should have been on second base with a double. Didn't end up mattering because Juan Soto went deep.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Home run for Juan Soto.
Nice piece of hitting for Juan. Home run number 27 on the season. Continues to inch closer and closer to 30 home runs. He had 35 last year. That was his career high. I think he's going to go past that this year. Right now, I want to know what you guys project for Juan Soto's end-of-year home run total. I'm going to say 38. That's where I'm going to land. 38 home runs for Juan Soto. I think he's going to feast on some of the pitching in September, some of the tired arms. But Yankees were not done. Next batter was Mr. Aaron Judge.
It's another home run for Judge. All right. Here comes the Judge.
Home run number 37. Over the left field wall, over the green monster. Ties his home run total from all of last season. He had a great day. He had just a great day. So the Yankees were up 3-0 at the end of the first inning, and Stroman immediately coughed it up, and the game was tied 3-3 after one inning. In the second inning, we had to listen to Casey Affleck and Matt Damon, who are Red Sox fans in the booth. That kind of sucked. Top two, Oswaldo Cabrera, who has been heating up with more playing time, stung one into the right field seats for a solo home run. That put the Yankees out 4-3. Amazing effort by Abreu in right field. Got to give credit where credit's due. He jumped in to try and rob a home run. He went over the fence, and he almost had it, but he ended up smashing his head or his arm on one of those seats out there. It also looked like a Yankees fan who was sitting behind him trying to knock the ball out of his glove. But anyway, once again, Stroman could not hold the lead. I was on foul territory today talking about the Jazz Chisholm deal, and I was singing Stroman's praises. I was talking about how much he's added to this roster. I love his intensity, yada, yada, yada. He's a pitcher's pitcher, and then he goes and makes me look bad. I'm not going to recant my position, but, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 9 hits in 3 1/3 innings. Not good, and 1 walk, 0 strikeouts. So not getting the swing and miss tonight. Got to do a better job.
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
Yankees tied it up on another RBI single by Aaron Judge in the 5th. Also in that inning, we had the 21st double of the season for Verdugo, who had a good night. He had 3 hits. And we had a beautiful bunt single from Austin Wells. Red Sox went back out in front on a home run by Tyler O'Neill in the bottom half off of Jake Cousins. Ball has been absolutely flying the last couple of nights. Yankees tied it up on a sac fly by Ben Rice. He had a couple of really good at-bats tonight. I realize he's about 5 for his last 50, but he's shown me a lot of encouraging things as a hitter. He hits the ball really hard, and he's had some big swings. We'll talk about another one he had later in the game in a minute, but Tyler O'Neill took Michael Tonkin over the monster in the 7th to make it 7-6 Red Sox. Tonkin didn't have it tonight. Red Sox got another run on a double. That was 8-6. Top 8, crazy play, kind of a bad play by Juan Soto. Not kind of, definitely a bad play by Juan Soto. Runners on first and second, and Judge drilled a double off the left field wall with 1 out. Juan Soto, trying to score from first base, he ran through the stop sign at third and got thrown out by 1.5 miles at home. Would have been the tying run on third base with 1 out, which allows you to tie the game on an out. Instead, Austin Wells flied out to left field to end the inning. Top 9, Ben Rice smoked one off of the center field wall. Big double. He's had a couple of big ninth-inning swings already. The 3-run home run against the Orioles and the double tonight, which put the tying run in scoring position. Big hit from Trent Grisham with 2 outs. Another double off the monster to score Jahmai Jones, who was pinch running for Ben Rice. 5th time that the game was tied. Just an unbelievable baseball game. Great defensive play by Oswaldo Cabrera in the bottom of the 9th. He had an outstanding game. He was pumped. Look, credit where credit's due. The kid has had a great couple of games. He's had some multi-hit games. He looks like he's on the ascent. Top 10, Juan Soto singled. Judge walked. That loaded the bases with 1 out. Judge, by the way, on base 6 times tonight, a new career high. Wells put the Yankees out in front, 9-8 with a sac fly. That ended up being the decisive run. Nice base running by Oswaldo to score. I mean, he had a terrific night. Gleyber Torres followed up with a big 2-run double to make it 11-8. Big knock for Gleyber Torres, who continues to swing the bat a little bit better over the last week or so. And still, up 11-8 going into the bottom of the 10th. I was sweating my ass off because Bryan Hoch tweeted that Clay Holmes was coming back out to start the inning, but he got it done, and the Yankees win in extras.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Victory lap. All right.
Yankees win.
Ethan Ahern says, who do you go to in the bullpen tomorrow? How about Tanner Scott and Pete Fairbanks? How about those guys? That would make my day. Anyway, this is one of the longer, there's a recap portion of the podcast. You can see it in the lower portion of your screen. It's one of the longer ones of the year because there was so much scoring and the game went to extra innings. But hopefully I didn't miss anything. We had a hidden ball trick, too. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but that was kind of crazy. Yankees got, I believe it was Rafaela? I want to say it was Rafaela. I could be wrong on that. But I was kind of cleaning up some stuff in my media room when that happened, and I was like, I was kind of confused. The announcers didn't mention it till 2 minutes later because Casey Affleck was in the booth or whatever. But anyway, belt tonight goes to Mr. Aaron Judge. All right, so we have got a ton of Super Chats. We've got 8 Super Chats. I want to go through them, and I will go through them right now. And then we'll take some actual, unpaid comments and keep the Super Chats rolling in. We'll add those to the pile. Dr. Randy Cokewave says, I said yesterday that we needed at least 10 runs. And he's got the little smiley emoji there. Well, we needed 9, so you were technically wrong. But I appreciate the Super Chat. Beast Mode says, it's evident our bullpen is trash. Bullpen is not good. That is an understatement. The bullpen is very, very thin right now, and they need to make some adjustments. Junior Karoma says, Aaron Judge might be the best player in baseball ever. I mean, my dad said that, he watched Mickey Mantle, and he never thought he would see a better baseball player than Mickey Mantle, and he thinks Judge is better than Mantle. Mantle was a switch hitter. Judge is not, so he has that advantage. And Mantle was faster. Savini Webb says, DFA party next week. Davis and Tonkin. I like it. Richard C. says, 1 game out of first plus Jazz, G, and the Martian on the way. That's a great point. That is a great point.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
Tim W. says, Derek, credit to the Sucks. Flush out brain, new guy. Maybe you've been in 2B lawn. Yeah, sounds like I need to flush out my brain. All right. Appreciate the super chat, though. Oh, man. So, CM makes a point, too. He says, technically, they scored 11. If they only scored 9, Clay Holmes might have blown it. I mean, you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. But they did finish off the win. They cap off a really good second game of this series, and tomorrow is the rubber game. They're on ESPN Saturday night, so that'll be fun. Tommy C with John Sterling's call. Chaz, he's got that jism. I don't think so. I don't think I don't know about that one, man. I don't know.
Really?
All right, guys. We are at 11:18 p.m. on a Saturday night, and this is the fifth podcast that I've been in. So let's go ahead and get to final thoughts, take a few comments here, and wrap it up. Benji Stokar says, what position will Jazz play? Honestly, if I had to predict, I'd say third base, which I don't love because he's never played there. But second base is an option if you move Gleyber. You know, we got Giancarlo's coming back on Monday. So that's going to clog up the DH spot. Judge goes back to center field. You got Verdugo in left, swinging the bat well. And then Soto in right, obviously. So that he's not going to play the outfield, so it's either third base or second base. But be interesting to see if the Yankees make another move. We got a couple more super chats rolling in here. Jade Emperor Tails says, thank God O's are playing bad. Yeah, the O's have been kind of trash lately. Appreciate the dono. And Mass Evart says, does Gleyber get traded? If I had to guess, if you put me on the spot, I would say he most likely gets traded. Now, it's not a guarantee, but he's going to be a free agent. They're not going to re-sign him. There are teams that are looking for middle infielders, including the Boston Red Sox. Their second baseman actually has a higher OPS than Gleyber Torres, though. Gleyber's at 678, and their second baseman tonight, Hamilton, is at 718, David Hamilton. I got to pull up David Hamilton's numbers and see how many home runs and doubles and stuff. But I think Gleyber's OPS would go up if he played at Boston. But honestly, Gleyber is best when he's hitting the ball to right field. And when he's trying to pull everything and use the monster, he ends up grounding out and popping out a lot. So maybe he wouldn't do well in Boston. Anyway, there's a lot of teams that would be probably interested in bringing in Gleyber. David Hamilton is at 261 with 5 homers. He's got 26 stolen bases, too. He's a lefty. But, yeah, I don't expect Gleyber to Boston. I was just using that as an example. But I do think Gleyber could be traded. If you put me on the spot, I'd say he probably gets dealt. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks so much for watching. Reminder to like and subscribe as we climb towards 50,000. Obviously, we just hit 41,000. And I hate the look of just 41K. It's got to be 41 point something. So if half the people who watch this, and there's going to be 10,000 people who watch this, subscribe, we'll get there. We'll get there, and we'll get a lot higher than that. I get the data, and pretty much every night it's about 58% subscribed and about 42% not subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe. Be a part of the channel. We're here after every game. We do voicemails in the morning. Call in 718-899-1068. Probably not going to do one tomorrow, but it's a possibility. We'll see what we have.
Ball game over.